This kick can decide it all. The nation holds its breath. Yes,
Welcome back to the pod. Today we're talking about a 17-year-old midfielder called Danny McGrath from Balbriggan, Dublin. Born 28th of January 2006. Currently plays in the Belgian 2nd Division with Lommel SK. He started off at his local team, Balbriggan FC. Then went on to play for top youth side St. Kevin's Bohs. Then he moved on to Bohs Youths last year, 2022. He was on the Bohs first team bench numerous times this season and went on to make his senior debut for the club on the 7th of March this year, 23, for Bohs in the Leinster Senior Cup as a sub. Obviously great to make your debut, and he's only 17, so things were going according to plan there. There may have been, probably would have been more first team exposure this season for Bohs, but unfortunately for Bohs, he moved to Lommel in the 2nd Division in Belgium. So he signed for Lommel last month, 6th of November or 6th of September from Bohs for an undisclosed fee. I doubt it was probably much because it appeared his contract was up at the end of the year anyway with Bohs. He signed a professional deal with Bohs, but it only ran until the 1st of January 24, so expired, I presume, by then, if that detail is correct. Lommel play in the 2nd Division in Belgium, as I said, and he joined on an initial 3-year deal expiring on the 30th of June 26. So they obviously have faith in him. It's also perfect as it gives him top development, and then really the world is his oyster. You know, at a 20-year-old, he'll be coming into his own, and if it's not going to be there or if it's at a higher level, he can move on. That's obviously if they don't tie him up to a longer deal in the interim and move him in. Lommel is part of the City Group, so Manchester City's international portfolio of clubs. There's about 13 of them. There is 13 of them, well, 13, 14. I read reports 14, but I could only count 13. So really, I don't imagine if he's doing well there, he's going to be going anywhere, and they'll tie him up to a longer deal. You know, depending, really whatever scenario happens, he's in a no-lose situation there. You know, if they didn't want them anymore after 3 years, you know, he could really go off and he'd be coming into his prime, well, the start of a lot of people's professional career at 20. So if he just had the contract for the 3 years, it leaves him in a great spot at 20 to start his career somewhere. But I imagine he's going to be a success, and I imagine they'll tie him up, as I said, to a longer deal, and he won't be going anywhere outside of the City Group. We're in the City Group. Obviously, Man City is the top team in that group at present, and for the foreseeable future, I don't see any other team there being bigger than Man City. Current Champions League winners, holders, top team, one of the best teams in the squads and financially in the world at the moment. So really, he's not like he didn't just join a 2nd Division team in Belgium, which wouldn't have been a problem if he had of. It's still a great move, but he's joined the global juggernaut, and gives him a multitude of options going forward. And yeah, it's a great move to say the least. It was a great move anyways for him in isolation, as I said, but really, he's only 17 too now, so he couldn't really be doing, arguably he couldn't be doing any better than he is now, and the situation he finds himself in. As I said, really, I don't see any scenario that doesn't work out well for him individually. Internationally, he has represented Ireland at under 16s, under 17s, vice captain as well. And depending on how quickly he progresses, depends where and when he'll represent hopefully Ireland at international level. I said hopefully because he has options. He's eligible for Brazil due to his mother's being Brazilian. Japan as well, according to his own website. He has his own website, so he seems like a very smart lad. But Japan, I presume that it comes from his mother's heritage as well. There's a lot of Japanese descendants in Brazilians that are from Japanese descendancy. I think Japan are quite strict on their passports situation, so I think anyway it doesn't matter. The grandparent rule would be the situation there, but in other countries you might get a passport, like in Ireland, further back than the grandfather rule. But I think in football anyway, it's the grandparent rule anyway, isn't it? But well, probably not. Like, you probably get a passport, you can qualify for the country. But in Japan anyway, as far as I know, it has to be a grandparent. But I presume he wouldn't have put that down on his website if it wasn't an avenue open to him. And there's also eligibility for England too. So let's hope. He's a good dub lad from Balbriggan. Don't think he's going to be going down that route. But anyway, it's an option for him if he ever needed it from a passport point of view. Again, he wouldn't. The rule really, 18, Brexit and all, can't go to the UK. If he has access to an English passport, he could divert that anyway, but it's only a year. Not even till he's 18, a few months really, so that's not relevant. But hopefully anyway, that wouldn't ever be an option on his behalf. So you'd imagine it's Ireland that has him in their sights and he has in his sights, and would presume he will progress through the youth age groups again, depending on how soon he progresses, where he lands, and when he starts getting first team football is week in, week out, is when he's going to be in contention for Ireland, and hopefully that happens soon for him. For the player, he really does have the world at his feet. He's only 17, as I said, so yeah, it's great times ahead for him, exciting times for Irish fans as well. And as always, we'll be watching.